Well, it's an important thing, isn't it? That my mum, this is when she was about 60, 65. There was a neighbour who was, 85, 90. And, again, completely alone. And my mum used to go on there every day. Do you want any shopping? Do it, right? She was good for her. She was like her witness in the world, to her existence. But I remember calling her once, and, she's come back. I said, "What have you been doing?" She went, "Oh, I've been around so and so." So I went, "All right." She went, "Oh, she won't die, Rick." Like she's helping her, but she's thinking this is getting silly now. You were meant to go years ago here.
Well, that's the problem, if you get pally with an old person, then you could be stuck with them for years.
And having to do stuff, that's what you don't want to do, isn't it? You meet an old, an old fella, and then you've got to start popping in his sort of piles or whatever when he can't do them himself. What do you do if you're...
It depends how friendly you are, though. I mean, I'm just talking about someone you meet at the bus stop, as opposed to popping the piles back in. How does that happen? Jesus. Just the ones on the estate I grew up on. As soon as he got to a certain age, there was Mrs. Knowles who went mental. One day she seemed fine, next day she was chucking cans in everyone's garden. You could just hear her coming. Which was weird. Aren't you? Now you brought up weird people. There was a fella called Shorts Man. Right?
It's so pedestrian! I love that.
Shorts Man wore some shorts?
Now what I like, yeah, he did, but they were really short. They were that sort where, it's almost pointless having them on.
What do you mean?
They were just, like shorts now, for blokes, they go up to your knees, don't they? There's no chance, there's no accident happening there. There's nothing going to pop out.
Yeah. No.
But Shorts Man, he liked it. He liked the fact that happened. Right. And he used to walk with big strides to sort of help the chance along. So that he knew, with the big strides and the short shorts,
they
were going to pop out.
Did you ever see it pop out?
Yeah.
Why did you look at the shorts?
Just because it was like playing Buckaroo. It was like, when are they going to pop out?
But what?
It's just what happened.
So, right, but Shorts Man, so he was an exhibitionist, he basically wanted people to see his veg.
Yeah, and they were out more than they were in. I mean, they had a tan, right? Now the thing is, what we like in England, I think we like that. We like local characters.
The eccentric.
Yeah. Eccentric's that's very British, eccentric,
I'm glad I grew up round there with all them people, because they're interesting.
Well, there is a certain mindset about the great English, certainly the older English people. I mean, my grandparents are, my grandfather died recently, but they're amazing, kind of eccentric, very English, seemingly no friends, from what I can identify. I don't know if this is unique to them or true of a lot of English people, older people, terrified of what the neighbours might say. Always did that thing of speaking like that in case Jack's in next door.
Yeah.
Like the neighbours are constantly listening in.
Yeah.
They've got glasses against the wall, they're constantly listening into what my grand's got to say.
Yeah.
They had about 3 teeth between them. It was extraordinary. My grandfather had a plate of false teeth during the war that had a wooden pallet. A wooden upper pallet with teeth on it, and those teeth slowly fell off during the course of the years, never got replaced. So they'd sort of invite you to Sunday roast, and they would wake up at 6 in the morning to put the beef on, and they wouldn't have it till 6 in the evening. They would cook it. The biggest compliment you could have, if you made some food for my gran, if it was some beef, would be, "Oh, you're so lovely, this, so tender, you can suck it away." If you could suck your Sunday roast through a straw, she was happy.
Well, because she didn't have any teeth.
Right, exactly. Basically, they got to about the age of 60 or something, and it was as though they were just waiting to die. It was strange. They lived for my grandfather lived for at least another 25 years. So you must have been gutted. But when my father needed a winter coat, a big heavy winter coat, and he was thinking of buying one, and my gran said, "Oh, don't worry about that, Ron. You can have your father's winter coat." And he said, "Well, but he's still alive. What do you talk about? He needs it winter coat." She went, "No, he'll be dead soon. Just don't, silly to waste it. Seems to waste it, just wait." My father must have been waiting 10 years for that winter coat.
I love the fact he waited. You can see where Steve got it from.
Of course he
waiting.
Stupid, I'm waiting now.
Steve, you must be freezing.
I am cold, but I'll tell you, it's a lovely coat.
In English society, traditionally and now, is manners. I mean, obviously manners change, but what is etiquette? What is good manners? I think that a lot of that has been lost.
Well, I was thinking the other day, have you ever heard of the finishing school?
Yeah.
Carl?
Yeah, of course.
Do you know that?
No.
The idea is that, you know, the sort of gentrified ladies, after they finished their education, they would go to finishing school, where they would literally be taught, you know, how
Knives
to...
and forks, walking with a book on your head, just things like that, what to say.
I mean, that's
I mean, it's like a year of being Eliza Doolittle, isn't
Yeah.
it? Don't put your elbows on the table. You start from outwards, going inwards with cutlery. You know, you eat soup, the spoon goes away. There's things like the fork. You're never meant to face those prongs up. So you either stab your peas, or you know.
There's ways of eating soup. You know, the spoon needs to be moving away from you.
Yeah.
And scooping it up and bring it back to your mouth. I mean, it's crazy, but, you know, the people that subscribe to that stuff would look at the way you live your life, the way you eat your food, Carl, and would be appalled.
Yeah, but
in the same way we think that's absurd, they would think you're a disgrace.
But who's, as long as you're enjoying it.
No, they would say no.
Well, no, there are certain things that I can't stand. I can't stand eating with the mouth open. I think that's rude. I banned chewing gum on the set of my film because I think it's rude. I think it's rude. Those people who stand there talking to you.
Yeah, but we all know you're a preposterous hypocrite. I mean, the way you eat food, come on.
No, I don't eat with my mouth open. I don't. I do eat with just my right hand, smash it and scoop it in. But I see nothing wrong with that.
I would say it was slightly rude when you're ordering the bill and getting up to leave when I'm still finishing my main course.
Yeah.
I'd say there was a touch of rudeness
But I go
about
into a restaurant to eat.
Yeah, but you're supposed to wait when you're with the other people and let them finish as well.
This is my ideal restaurant. It is empty. They know what I want, and it's waiting for me when I walk in. I leave, still chewing, and I go put it on my bill. That's the ideal restaurant for me.
Yeah. You're pretty much there.
Yeah, I try and, that's what I try and do, yeah. But, you know, there are certain things, I am one for manners. I think, I hate rudeness, I hate lateness, I hate all those things, but some of them are ridiculous. The elbows on the table is arbitrary. Why? I mean, there's a reason you say please and thank you, because it shows courtesy. Those make sense. There's a reason you don't talk when you're eating, because it goes over and it's disgusting. There's a reason you don't lick your fingers and then put it back in the chips, because someone else has got to share that. But don't put your elbows on the table or start with that fork. I think it's ludicrous.
You know, there's those rules when you meet a member of the royal family. For instance, if you were at the Royal Variety Performance and you met the Queen, there's various rules they tell you about.
You don't fart, I'll call her love.
Exactly, for one. But also, you don't speak until you're spoken to. You have to do a slight bow.
I was invited to the palace a couple of times. The first time was after the office sort of broke, and I got an invite, company of Her Majesty the Queen would like you to come to one of those dinner parties, and I know what you're thinking, why didn't you get one?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Well, wait, I was a big shot quicker than you, because I was in it. Don't forget, you didn't appear until,
But even
series
so,
2.
If we'd split the atom, they would invite both of us.
I know.
Not just a guy who does the press conference.
So the thing came through, and I thought, I was worried about it, to be honest. But it just said, I will be attending, I will not be attending. Tick the box. And I couldn't bear to just tick, I will not be attending, because it was too harsh. So there was a RSPV number, and I phoned up, and it was obviously the head of the house, or a butler, or I don't know, someone, and he went, hello, Buckingham Palace. And I said, hello, it's Ricky Gervais, I just got an invite to come and I said, it sounds weird, but I couldn't bear to just tick, I will not be attending. He went, well, you're the first person ever to bother to do that. Thank you so much. I went, my pleasure, sorry I can't make it. But don't you think that's weird?
It is strangely brutal.
It is strangely brutal, isn't it? I wonder if they've changed it by now.
Yeah, there's a little asterisk. Thanks to Ricky Gervais, it now says, I am too fat and lazy and busy eating cheese to visit your majesty.
What I think is this, that no one's ever ticked, I will not be attending.
Right, yeah.
So it was never a problem.
So why did you not want to go?
I don't know, I just thought it was a bit intense, and I'd turned down all those things. I think I would like to go now, just to look around.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just felt a bit funny, just being invited there. I was invited to all those things at the, Downing Street as well, and I just thought, you're inviting me because I'm on the telly now, because I'm famous. Well, where was my invite when I was on the dole?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
With respect, I wouldn't have invited you. circa 1983.
No, I haven't got a problem with, going to Palace or, except I do have a problem with sort of being wheeled around as a celebrity.
Because I used to think if I was ever invited to get given an MBE or a knighthood or something, I'd be like, nah, I'm not part of the system, I'm a rebel, I'm outside. Now I think it would be quite cool.
Well, I only
to be
think
called
it's a problem
Sir
for a
Steve.
comedian, because, we're sort of meant to dish it out, and it's difficult to dish it out if you're being seen.
What I do find weird is the idea of having to bow and scrape before people because I'm told to do that.
Well,
what I find is that idea of I'm obligated to be respectful to such a degree just because someone's the Queen. Like, obviously I'd always be respectful, but why can't I speak when she turns? What I don't understand. That's I find a strange idea.
What would you say though?
Well, I just say honour to meet you, Majesty. But I don't understand why I can't initiate that. Why I
don't
find
think
it
she'd
weird.
mind that if you went honour to meet you before she'd spoken. What she's going to say? She's going to go, cheeky cunt. I talks first, lanky.
Same problem here. I've had work done recently with
Dad, what? How to get rid of a body? Let me call out.
had work done recently, right? Bathroom retiled.
Yeah.
Right. It's been a nightmare. Polish fella,
Right.
not a word of English, which makes it hard. I've got him in as a professional to do it. He's sticking grout down the toilet. So then, like, he sort
Now,
of
who's
finishes.
Grout? Is that another mate?
And after they put like the grout in the tiles to finish it off,
Yeah.
anything that's left, he didn't put it in the bin and dispose of it properly. He stuck it down the toilet, and now it's there. The grout's there at the bottom of the toilet.
Is it really?
Yeah, with a screw in it.
Well, you can drain it, can't you? You can turn the water off, get rid of it, drain the water
No,
off.
it won't seem to go around the U-bend.
Well,
It's
no,
stuck
you'd
there.
get it out there, you'd dry it off, wouldn't you, so there's no water in there.
Well, just stick your
I've
hand
pushed
in.
a lot
Get
of-
your hand in there. Why don't you put a
Well, last time I did that, last time you called up when I had my hand down a grid, and you were going, "What are you doing? Get someone out to do that."
Yeah, but it's putting a marigold on and taking the screw out, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the screw's not a problem. I'm not that bothered about that.
Still
I'm worried
down there,
about the
though, is
grout. Yeah, the screw's there. Yeah.
So you could have taken that out, no problem.
Yeah, but it's half a job, that, innit? I want to get rid of the grout first, and I'll get rid of the screw.
Yeah.
But I will. I'm not scared about putting. You called up here. I was up to my shoulder, Steve, in like glunge.
No, what annoys me, Rick, is he makes up his own words.
Well, I'm going to use that for flanimals, mate.
Yeah,
So you're
I'll
up
get
to your
out.
arm in glunge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ricky called, and it was in Kent. The bloke had done the kitchen, been pouring down cement into the grid outside. I'm sort of washing up. Look outside, loads of water all over the place. I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I go out there, all the water's like, because it runs to a grid outside, that sort of system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not going down, is it?
sure.
There's loads of water there.
Right.
So I call up the main fella who does the kitchens. There's a message there. Sorry, I'm away in Cyprus.
Right.
So I can't get hold of him.
Right.
So he's ballsed it up, but he's on holiday now. He doesn't want to know. There's all this, like I say, gloopy stuff.
Lunge.
I'm scooping that up with my hand. Up, seriously, it must be close to my shoulder.
Right.
Not my problem really, but all these people, you're saying recycle properly. Don't pour stuff. All these bottles you get now, Domestos, it has like little pictures of dolphins looking unhappy because people are pouring bleach down a sink or whatever. I've never had that problem. I've never upset a dolphin, but I know if I hadn't sorted that out, it would have caused loads of problems for me and the neighbour, and it would have been my problem. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not that selfish really when it comes to the environment
Start
of the people around me.
using reliable tradesmen,
And
please.
also,
He
do
was.
start caring about the dolphins, please. Because they're all we've got on this planet. Why don't you care about what's happening?
What are we going to swim with if not the dolphins?
I'm not
Yeah.
going to swim with one. It's never going to happen. Never
Well-
going to happen.
What if you had a little div, right? Didn't have long to live. What do you want to do? And he went, swim with dolphins.
So you don't want to do that.
I go, oh, Uncle Carl killed them all. With Domestos. They're all bleached
There'd
and
be some
blind.
other animal. Anyway, it's not about the dolphins, it's about the ocean, isn't it, that the dolphins are in. I told you, if dolphins were in the Thames, they wouldn't be that keen jumping in there saying, oh, let's swim with a dolphin.
Right.
Says you want to swim with a carrier bag in the Caribbean. Oh, yeah, I'd love to. It makes no difference.
I'd love to see that on Noel Edmonds. We've got a little kid here. What's your name? Andrew. And, you want to go swimming? Yeah. What with? Dolphin.
Okay, well we can't. we
there's
can't
no
arrange the
dolphins.
dolphin. They've all died out because of environmental ignorance.
Would you like to swim with a carrier bag? Well, good, we can do that. We can chuck it in the pond, get in.
And you can take him home with you after, and he can be your best friend. Come on, Tesco.
You know that's the problem, don't you? That's why. Do you know the carrier bag problem?
Sure.
I was in the supermarket, and it's that point when they turn round and said, "Do you want a carrier bag?" And I said, "Yeah." I'd bought like milk, loaf. I think I bought some pikelets.
Some what?
That's a pikelet!
It's like a thin crumpet.
I think you told me that before.
There's a word I'd get rid of.
Pikelet.
There's a word I would get rid of.
Thin crumpet.
I've got time to say thin crumpet. I do not need a specific
Thin
word.
crumpet.
But then,
These that's not a crumpet. Why? Too thin. Call it a pikelet or fuck off.
I'd spent over a tenner anyway, right?
Right.
I get to the till.
What? Can you make a pikelet by squashing a crumpet thin?
It's tough
What?
to. I've tried that.
What if you cut one in half?
No, it doesn't. It's not the same.
No?
I've tried squashing a
thick
crumpet.
and dense is a crumpet that you need a thin
Depends
one.
where you go. They've got thicker. I'm not enjoying the thicker crumpet at the moment
Why?
because the outside burns and the inside does nothing. It's like eating dough. I've cut them out of my diet.
Have you?
Yeah,
Well,
no,
you
I'm
go straight to pikelets now. Is
It's
that
also because it's not the 1950s anymore.
yeah.
So I bought all this stuff. It's over a tenner. She said, "Do you want a carrier bag?" I said, "Of course I do." With all this, you know. She said 5 pence. I said, "You what?" She said 5 pence for a carrier bag. I said, "I come here all the
Good.
time for the pikelets."
No, I'm right behind this. Right behind this.
Why?
Charging for carrier bags,
Yeah, it makes you
absolutely.
think, like-
Lazy bastards. I take carrier bags down to the supermarket every time I go down there.
Yeah, we've got a drawer full of carrier bags. I use
Well,
reuse them.
Steve, can I just put a question in?
Go on.
I do normally. I reuse them.
Right.
But I didn't know I was on my way home from work that day.
Fine, but
Suzanne
this is the
called
problem.
up.
So be it.
So-
That's
Come
you bought
Come on.
paid with the nose. 5p, otherwise you carry one with
and
you.
you got another one. And you got
Right,
one
so I said, how's that going to help? How's my 5 pence going to help the environment?
Typical. That is the attitude. That sums it up.
Yeah.
Then it
Well,
sums
at
it
least
up.
it goes
What can I
towards
do?
something else, doesn't it?
Oh,
It's just
the
making you think.
turtles. It's the turtles. she
Right?
said.
Yeah, turtles. That's right. They get caught up in them. Yeah,
Yeah,
terrible.
she said.
They think they're a jellyfish, and they
Yeah.
go, they swallow it. Yeah, and then choke.
So I said, right. So it's all right. I can kill a turtle, can I, for 5 pence? You're not that bothered then?
Why do you want to kill
What?
a turtle at all?
Because if carrier bags shouldn't be out there,
Yeah.
ban them. But don't say you're killing turtles with free carrier bags. If you want to kill a turtle, 5 pence. Oh, there you go. There's 5 pence. I'll go and kill a turtle. That's what's annoying me.
It's not compulsory though, is it? But what they're saying is that 5 pence goes towards something, doesn't it?
What?
If they're the
What's it going towards?
well, we don't know. Why are they
She
charging
just
5
told me.
pence?
She said we can't give you carrier bags anymore because you're killing turtles.
There's no way. She said we can't give you Karl Pilkington. Stop killing fucking turtles. 5 pence.
All I'm saying is, if carrier bags are killing turtles, stop making carrier bags. Because the thing is, I can afford 2 carrier bags. 2 turtles are dead since I've been going in there. So what?
flash.
So does it matter? Does it matter that much or not enough or what? What's the point here?
There could be for that 5p. You could get a little fella out there when he sees a turtle going. He goes and sticks his finger down his throat.
But what taste are they getting out of a jellyfish anyway?
Wow. Will they?
Carrier bag's better, innit? If I was on the front line, I would not be getting out the rule book. I can tell you that much. I'd be going mental.
Are you saying there should be some rules or no rules?
I mean, you've got to have some rules, otherwise it's just going to be like Grand Theft Auto, isn't it? I'm just going to go about battering everyone.
Yeah.
And you soon get bored of that. So I think you've got to have some rules.
Right.
Which rules would you repeal that already exist that you don't like?
It's a shame you can't tip as much as you used to be able to.
You mean in a restaurant?
No, just when you're getting rid of a mattress or something.
So fly tipping. You'd like to see more fly tipping.
What do you mean? This is something so personal. He's fed up. He had to take something.
No, it's just that they used to put stuff outside the house, and just like you had mattresses, you had sideboards, sewing machines. The thing is, it was a good way of recycling. Now they say recycle, but we're not recycling. It's just being put in a bin.
So you'd like to see more fly tipping?
No, not you see.
That's all we need in London. More rubbish.
This is the problem. You see, look what's happened. Look what's happened to what I've said. It's been taken the wrong way.
Right.
I'm not saying tip. I'm not saying chuck your bin bags out the door and let crisp packets go everywhere. I'm saying if you've got old furniture, you should be allowed to leave it outside your house without the council going, move that, it's dangerous, someone's going to trip over it. Well, if they trip over it, you should have been looking where they're going.
Well, what if they're blind?
What?
What if they're blind? That's why you don't leave things out in the pavement, because blind people will fall over them and smack their face in.
What if a woman with a couple of kids in pushchairs has to go out into the road to get past your piece of junk?
And get crushed.
No, because I'm leaving it. I'm not leaving it on the pavement.
What you just said you were? Where are you leaving it?
Sort of outside the house.
Right.
In your front garden. Well, who's going to take it from there? That's just thieving.
No, sort of.
Where are you leaving it? Where are you leaving it, Carl? You haven't established where you're leaving this yet. Because so far, a blind person's fallen over and broken his nose.
I've never seen a blind person trip over anything.
You've never seen a blind person trip over anything?
Definitely not. They're better on the feet than some people because they're more cautious, aren't they?
So
make it more fun for them, if anything.
Why can't you just have this stuff collected by a second-hand shop or
because
send
they won't?
it to
They
a
don't come,
charity?
Steve. Honestly, they don't. I've called up people and they're saying, "Yeah, we'll be there in an hour." And I say, "Right, I'm going to put it out on the street. And are you going to come and get it?" "Yeah, we'll be there." An hour passes by. They haven't been. Suddenly, the council goes past.
On the floor, bloodied noses.
Then the council say, I call them up, "Do you want to shift it?" "Well, we might, but don't know when." "Well, it's outside the house now." "Well, you can't leave it there, it's your responsibility, you'll have to stay with it." Suddenly I'm wasting time sat outside the house with rubbish that someone else might want, but you're not allowed to leave there because a blind person might come along. What's the dog doing?
What do you make of St. George, the patron saint? What's your take on that?
Is he the one who killed a dragon?
Right. Tell us the story.
There was a dragon problem.
Where?
Must have been in England.
Right.
George took it on. He took on the job. He was like a rent-a-kill. He came out. The interesting thing with him is, right, he was a hero then. I honestly think if he did that now, there'd be an uproar. Because it's the last dragon. It's the same way we try to save the panda and all that now. If he came out and said, "I've done it," and they've done what? They've just killed the last dragon, they'd go mental. There'd be marches. Idiot! Bloody idiot! And that's what's interesting.
But it was going around burning people.
Doesn't matter, we shouldn't have killed the last one. It's the last one. And that's what we'd be like. You say, you should have saved it, you should have captured it and put it in a cage so we can all look at it.
There's no point, it couldn't have bred anyway, it was the last one.
Was it definitely the last one?
Well, you were saying it was the last one, I'm not bothered either way.
Hang on, what?
To me,
Sorry,
hang on. Whoa.
So you think that there were dragons?
Well, what are we celebrating then?
Well, it could be a metaphor, a dragon slayer. It could be a bad thing amongst us. It could be a foreign threat. It could be things that threaten. It could be anything. It's not to be taken literally, is
But
it?
the real legend of George was that he was a figure who stood up for Christianity. Have you ever done anything brave?
There was a kid at school who used to have epileptic fits a lot, and the teacher used to always say, if it happens, grab his tongue. And I sort of had a go at that once. His tongue.
His tongue?
Yeah.
What did he have a tongue for? To pick stuff up? What do you mean, a tongue?
His tongue in his mouth.
Oh, his tongue.
Oh, his tongue.
Yeah.
Right, go on.
And they used to say,
It's English
if he starts doing it, grab his tongue and that. And I sort of had a go at that once, and it wasn't nice.
Well, how'd you grab it? You grabbed his tongue, did you?
Well, I tried to. It's like grabbing a slug. And plus his mouth's going up and down. That you think he's going to have me handy. So you sort of do that thing where you go.
So you were trying to grab hold of a kid's tongue, yeah? And he's
throwing himself all over the place. It was in a physics lesson. I sort of had a go, and then I thought, this isn't happening. So I just sort of kept putting my hand in, like I'm having a go. But in my head, I was going, I'm not going to get hold of it.
What you could have used is a pair of tongs.
Well, firstly, I don't see why this is brave. Kids having an epileptic fit and you're just supposed to help them out. I don't know why that's bravery, but even given that, the fact that you were thinking more about yourself in that situation than this other kid. You were thinking, I'll make it look like I'm helping, but I'm not really. And yet this is kid having an epileptic fit.
I did at the beginning.
Doesn't that sum you up, Carl? Selfish.
No, it doesn't. Because no one else was having a go. At least I did try and grab it at one point.
You weren't doing anything. You were just making it look like you were.
Have you ever tried to grab a tongue? It's like chasing a chicken. It's murder. And after a while, it wears you out. And it was weird anyway, because it was like
What was he doing it for?
I don't know.
Wearing him out after hours of chasing this kid's tongue.
I love the idea. Have you ever tried grabbing a tongue? It's a valid question.
I love that he's annoyed. He's annoyed that this poor kid's having
what was your technique? Were you trying to grab it
just with your thumb and your finger, like a pincher thing?
Yeah.
But it was because his mouth's going down and.
Was he shouting or just?
No, just throwing himself around.
So that's your one attempt at bravery.
Well, hang on a minute. Let me just think.
Trying to grab a tongue.
There was a time you were chased by a bee and you scored a goal.
I forgot about that.
That isn't really bravery, is it? As you were running away from a bee, and the ball happened to hit your foot and go in. Does that count as bravery? I love it when he goes up to the pearly gates and goes, well, have you done the act of courage? I pretended to grab a tongue. A what? A tongue, yeah. Got chased by a bee, scored a goal. It doesn't count as brave at all.
Well, what have you ever done?
Well, it's a good question.
I thought of some of them when I was a kid on the beach. There was a baby, like a toddler. I was about 12, and they were out. Their little boat was going out. The mother missed it, and they were miles out. And the mother was sort of distraught. And I swam out, and I was a good swimmer then. And I pulled it in, right? And she bought me a box of chocolates.
It's not enough, is it?
What?
It's not enough, a box of chocolates. I'd have been furious.
Really?
I'd have wanted a lot more.
I didn't expect anything.
No, it was like when I found that old lady's purse and I sent it back to her, and she sent me a little thank you note, but nothing. No cash, nothing. I was furious. I thought, come on, I could have kept that purse. I sent it back to you. I need more than a little thank you note.
I didn't expect anything. I was sort of, I wasn't even particularly proud of myself, because I just thought, well, I could just do it. I mean, if it happened now, I'd go, what's in it for me? I've just eaten.
Exactly.
I'd go, is that your kid? They're miles away. Yeah. I've got less brave. I've got more scared of the world, yeah. The things I used to do, jump off sheds, I used to jump down flights of stairs to see if I could do it, walk, all those things that kids do. And you lose your nerve, I think, apparently if you haven't bungee jumped by your 30, you never will.
Really?
Yeah, you sort of, I think it's a sensible gene kicks in.
I'm pretty sensible.
Yeah, you think, well, this is not worth dying for, don't do it, you know.
Yeah. I think having glasses prevents me from doing a lot of things. No, seriously, because it's hard to be brave with glasses. Because if I stepped into the middle of a fight and there's people being bullied and I stepped in, my glasses come off, that's it. Now I'm just being bullied as well. But I'm also blind in this, so I'm just crawling. It's very hard to strike fear into your opponents when you're crawling around on the floor looking for your frames, going, don't tread lightly. That's 200 quid there.
Oh God, I love that when you took up judo and you think you overheard the judo instructor say, just knock his glasses off.
Just knock his glasses off.
But who are you, Woody Allen? What are you doing in this scenario? Why are you stepping into the dojo wearing a pair of glasses?
Well, how am I supposed to do judo without, where am I supposed to?
Well, they come off immediately.
But what am I supposed to do? Not do any form of martial art because of the glasses?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't thought about that.
Exactly. This is the problem, innit? People don't think that. You never see boxers with glasses.
Well, of course you don't.
Right, exactly. So I got no kind of athletic role models in that way, except Dennis Taylor.
Oh God, a man with glasses, me and my glasses.
It's to tell you this, I could write a book on the difficulties of having glasses.
But I suppose it's completely affected your life, hasn't it?
Of course it has.
Everything you do.
Of course it has. Absolutely. Fashion.
Yeah.
Certain sport, dancing, moshing. Can't go in the mosh pit. I've always wanted to jump on the stage, take my shirt off and then jump back in and everyone catches you and you sort of sway along on top of everyone's hands. Can't do it, the glasses would come flying off.
But how do you swim in the sea?
I'd have to hand them to the singer and then do it. I went to, I was in India recently, I went to Goa and I got myself a pair of prescription goggles. Could not believe my luck. It's revolutionised my swimming experience.
Alright.
Goggles which have got the same lenses in as my glasses so I can see alright.
That's good.
Went in there. Literally, and they're pricey as well. Went in the water, within seconds, giant wave had come over, and it was crazy. It was like Rio all over again. It ripped off both my trunks and my goggles. They went flying off my head.
What?
Now, I can only grab one of them.
My trunks have never come off. Maybe once I've dived in, they come down a little bit.
They came loose and they slipped down, thus revealing penis. Goggles came off.
I reckon you're like shorts man. I think you've been doing it on purpose.
You know how most swimmers...
Tie your shorts up, Steve. No, I'm just going to see. But if they come off, if they come off, then you might see something.
You know how most swimming goggles would float? Yeah. My prescription is so dense that they just sunk straight to the bottom.
If I should die, think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. There shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed, a dust whom England bore, shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam, a body of England's breathing English air, washed by the rivers, blessed by sons of home. And think this heart all evil shed away, a pulse in the eternal mind, no less. Gives somewhere back the thoughts, by England given, her sights and sounds, dreams happy as her day, and laughter, learnt of friends and gentleness, in hearts at peace, under an English heaven. Rupert Brooke, The Soldier. What an amazing poem that is.
Yeah. It's a shame you read it, though.